right, fourthies. So today I am going to be reading you the Scraps book, Notes from a Wonderful, Colorful Life by Lois Elhart. So this is just a bunch of photographs. The difference between illustrations and photographs is that illustrations are drawn and photographs are actual pictures that are taken in real life. So let's see. All of these different photographs. The Scraps book. When I was little, I read all the books on the library shelf, and I thought maybe someday I could make a book. This is me in my grandmother's garden. I was lucky I grew up with parents who made things with their hands. My mom and dad returning home after hunting for wild asparagus. Photo by my brother Dick. This is art from Eaton's The Alphabet. This is the home where I grew up. Mom loved to sew. She had colorful fabric scraps, buttons, lace, ribbons, and many scissors she shared with me. I used Mom's picking shears on my art projects. Dad had a basement workshop. He gave me wood scraps and taught me how to paint, saw, and pound nails, so I had wonderful art supplies and tools close at hand. My watercolor brush, Dad's brush. In a small corner of our house, Dad set up a folding table for me. It was my spot, a place to work and dream. When I grew up and left home for art school, my table went with me. This is my spot now. This is my old folding table. So it seems like she has a lot of memories she's bringing up to us throughout this book. From back in the past and then remembering the things that she has now. After art school, I worked in an art studio by day and worked on book ideas at night. I created lots of art, though not for books right away. But I didn't worry. Everyone needs time to develop their dreams. An egg in the nest doesn't become a bird overnight. This is art from hands and waiting for wings to be attached so it could have heart wings. Where do book ideas come from anyway? I know I find ideas in the world around me. This fruit and vegetable face was my first cover idea for eating the alphabet. This tomato on the cover of my first book, Growing Vegetable Soup. I've even found them in my garden or while shopping at the fruit and vegetable store. This right here is the first dummy book for planting a rainbow. And this right here was my plan for bulb garden I planted for my mom. So based on this book so far, what is something that we know about the author of this book? Something that we know about her. Think in your head. When a squirrel slipped into my house, a book idea walked right up to me. There he goes, up the bricks on his claws. He steals seeds and eats with his paws. This right here is scraps of watercolor washes used for nuts to you. On a trip to the aquarium while I watched colorful fish swim by, a book idea swam into my brain. I sketched and made notes before it floated away. This was a list of fishy words for fishy eyes. And this was aquarium art based on fish eyes. I keep my eyes open. An idea may be close by. Once I visited my sister. Her cat brushed my ankle as he escaped out the door. A new idea! First, I wrote the story from the cat's viewpoint. It went something like this. Doors left open, just a crack. Going out, might not be back. Food in a can is not too exciting when there are things I'd rather be biting. Then I wrote the story from the cat's owner's viewpoint. Here's how it changed. Oh, the door's left open just a crack. My cat is out and he won't come back. His food in a can and tame and mild, so he's gone out for something wild. After writing a story, I sketched the whole book, figuring out what to illustrate on each page. Back and forth, I work on the pictures and words until together they tell the story. My art technique is called collage. I cut out scraps like pieces of a puzzle that I assemble and glue into place. This is my sketch for Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I'm messy when I work. My wastebaskets overflow. So a lot of people call a trash can a wastebasket. So that is what they mean by wastebasket. Scraps lie strewn all over the studio, and more scraps stick to the bottom of my shoes. But when ideas are flowing, I keep working. I often combine real objects with painted ones. Now every night before I go to bed, I peek out the window and wave to my tree. When it snows, I hang up treats for the birds. I use old tools to create texture. I spatter paint on a toothbrush or rub a crayon over my grater. So a grater is something that will make something smaller by shaving it or cutting it. Sometimes I photograph folk art from my collection to illustrate a story. I use what's close at hand, just as I did when I was growing up. Sometimes I go for a walk looking for good stuff. Mother Nature gives me free art supplies. Day after day, I work until the art looks just right to me. You might ask, why did I choose to be an artist? I think maybe it's the other way around. Art chose me. Photo by my brother Dick. Art from the 10 little caterpillars. If you feel that way too, I hope you'll find a spot to work and begin. I wish you a colorful life. The end. All right, so I want you to be thinking about the genre of this book. This week, we are going to be reading books that are all memoirs. And we're going to be talking more about a memoir this week. But a memoir is when the book or the thing you are reading is written by somebody about a moment in their life. So this author was reading to you about her becoming an artist and choosing to become an artist, or as she said, art choosing her. So you're going to have a comprehension check after I get finished with this video, and it is going to ask you questions about the book. As always, remember you can resort back to the book if you forget something. It's going to be right on the Canvas page. Alright? So remember, this is a memoir, and memoirs are writings that have been done by somebody about a particular moment in their life. Alright, boys and girls, get to it.